Well, everyone, due to popular request, we're going to play The Forest. Now, I'm more than likely certain that many of you have already seen The Forest and know what it's all about, so I felt like I'd give it a couple of goes before I tried to head into it, and I found myself a pretty good base design that maybe many of you can use for yourselves, seeing as though maybe in this alpha stage, putting out what I do in this strategy seems really ward off the predators and even prevent them from spawning. So, hopefully you guys will enjoy this. Let's begin. Probably a good thing the creators of The Forest haven't rendered in penises for the men yet. More than likely that will be added through the loincloths, but thankfully this is a different day. So for those of you who don't know what The Forest is, we've actually gotten the best spawn. This is my favorite spawn. But for those of you who don't know, The Forest is an open world horror survival game where you survive a plane crash, as you can already see. And there are cannibals on this island of all wonderful things, which we must ward off and survive. Now, I'm not sure if the objective of the game is to save your son, whatever his name may be. I'm going to call him Harvey. He seems like a very dignified man. I'm going to call him Harvey. But I haven't been able to rescue him yet. I'm not even sure if that's a possibility. So much so as that's what happens and you have to remain indignant because of it. But yeah, this is what's going on here. We've got ourselves off a plane crash, and we are able to come back to the plane crash, but we've got a problem. Because we have just come off this plane, no supplies, more than likely a bit rattled, but it remained that the jimmies have not been rustled. So, there's cannibals around here with loincloths, and they show no sympathy for the weary. So we need to get to work crafting our stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know, the seagulls do spawn indefinitely on your huts when you build them, so that's something. Anyways, here's a good look at one of the cannibals right here. Just gonna slam my rigid knees into them. They wear teeth necklaces, and they have nice long naps on the sand. But the only reason I'm crouching away from the crash site is as soon as you spawn, more of the savages will come and try and attack you. They'll scout you out and see what you're all about. There's a couple of them right there, actually. Speak of the devils. And they have little torches, and they'll run and try and seek you out. However, if you crouch, they more than likely will not be able to see you. So, I usually like building on the beach here, seeing as though you're able to see exactly what's happening, and if things get worse, you are able to go onto that sailboat over there, where the savages are unable to get you. They don't even swim, they just sink to the bottom of the ocean. So, I guess they have weighted anchors on their feet. Anyways, I have played this a couple of times, so I have an idea of what's going on around here. Now, the savages live in holes, or caves. There's a cave over there, and there's a cave over there. And I've been a real stinker, and I have boarded up their entrances in the past, so I don't know if they've been able to get out, and that's why they haven't stopped on by, or because we put down effigies, but one thing or the other, I'm sure. So, for those of you who are new to the game, you gotta press B to get yo cookbook up. All the basics of survival and such. And it's really cool. I love this kind of style of game where it shows you what you need, and it's an interactive book where you can craft your stuff. I don't remember what other game I've seen this in. I just remember it in some other game. Anyways, you just build your basic shelters, and you get going with your houses and such. Now, the one thing I love about this game is I'm always really excited to see a game that introduces craftables and a survival aspect amongst some horror, sort of like State of Decay, where you have to go out and get supplies, and you have teammates, and you know, you have to go and survive the apocalypse. And I really enjoy those kind of games, and this game has a sort of feel like that, except you have no teammates, so it makes it a lot harder. So as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a very handy-dandy crafting system that tells you exactly what you need to get. So we need logs, sticks, and rocks. As you might expect, rocks are on the ocean floor, as well as the ground floor. Logs you get from trees, and sticks, well, you get those from other trees, including this one I'm about to hit down. Now, if you're looking for a handy tip, if you like buying this game and you want to know what you got to do to get your materials really quickly, I apologize if you can hear my mouse clicks. You'll more than likely hear them now that I mentioned it. But you get more logs off of the more lanky trees. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're more lanky. And you get more logs from them because that's how it works. That's my log game. Anyways, you got to get ourselves 8 logs to build our little shelter. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be a one-life run because the save system, although mentioned when you build your shelter, has not been initialized or has not been included yet. I mean, provided the game is only 2 days into alpha or so. I played on the first day and I tried to save. I built up this log cabin, which was already glitched as is. Whenever I built the log cabin, I'll pull it up in the book real quick, but where is it at? It's in shelters. I built this log cabin. It says it takes 35 logs. It takes 82. So I cut down this entire forest in front of me, and I put it down. And guess what? The thing is levitated. So I have to build this big ladder ramp thing to get into it, and it's such a hassle. And then I get off, probably to go have some pretzels or something, and guess what? No saves. And that really hurt. So you can hit these little shrubbery things here to get leaves and sticks. Leaves, of course, to start fires, and sticks to build pits and stuff. Now, you can already see the savages. They're already out over there. They're more than... I think I see them on the beach right now. Yeah, they're conversing, more than likely, about toenail lengths, seeing as though that's a thing amongst the natives. They have very long toenails. But yes, they are more than likely conversing about that kind of matter. Now, I found myself been able to survive off of energy bars for quite some time. However, that's not optimum. There's farming here. We can make ourselves little farms. We can be self-sufficient. We don't need to break into suitcases to steal people's food. We're beyond that. After all, if we just did that, we'd be no different than our savage counterparts. I'm not sure if that's them in the ocean right there, or that's behind a rock. You can't kill the sea turtles. Can't get turtle shells. I feel like that'd be a great piece of armor, because you are able to do armor. For those of you who are not familiar with the system or the little UI, GUI, whatever you want to call it, your life meter at the bottom right hand with your stomach doing your food, the little blues being your stamina and such, the right being your health, but you can see a little tick bar right next to the red, and that's where your armor slots is, or are rather. But your armor, as far as I know, the only armor you can really get widespread right now is skins from lizards, which seem to spawn around the plane quite a lot. So you're able to put on the armor, and it'll save you a couple hits against the savages, which is no doubt very helpful. And I'm sure you can already see, but this game is not perfect 60 frames quite yet. It's much like DayZ in that respect, where it's very tough to get high frames due to the fact that it's in such early alpha, and a lot of the textures, a lot of the renders have not been fully optimized to the point where they are able to just function perfectly, and you can get perfect frames off them. Perfect being, 60-ish frames, just so there's a streamline, and if you slow it down, you can see the individual pixels and all that stuff. But right now, I'm right at about 30, so hopefully that's not too much of a hindrance on your viewing experience. I know sometimes a very low frame rate can make something look unplayable. I'm well aware of that. Hopefully you won't feel that way. Once we start battling the savages, we're going to need all those frames. Yeah, they are behind that rock, actually. I did see that. Doing some little through the rocks hacks. Now, I'm going to share with you a pro tip. One that I found out. I don't know if I coined it myself. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's found it out too. But I'll be the first to mention it, hopefully. Now, if you go out to the savages' caves, they will have effigies. They will have these big statues of their past kills. They'll have skulls, they'll have bones, and they'll have cameras and such. And they usually scare you. Well, In the case of me, it lets me know that one of their caves is nearby, and I should probably be a chotch and throw a couple wood barricades in front of your cave so you can't hurt me. Well, yeah, the same goes for me. If you throw effigies out in front of your house, there will be no more problems from the savages. Now we have ourselves a shelter now, and it says you can save your game here. It's that's a bit mean, seeing as though you can't actually save, so they're basically saying, guess what? You just got punked, but hey, that's something. Anyways, when you do the basics of survival, I would recommend the hunting shelter. It's probably the best one in there right now because the cabin is really buggy. But I would not recommend building this fire. It's really basic, but if you restart it, it takes a lot more leaves than if you just use this fire pit right here. That was an interesting slap of the tongue. I was rolling my eyes going, lah, lah. That's what I like to see. Anyways, the fire. I really like the fire mechanics. As a matter of fact, I really enjoy the whole crafting system. Now, you're more than likely already thinking this. Are you sick? Yes, I might be. I'm a bit stuffy. I blew my nose before doing this commentary. That's just the nature of the business. I'm a bit stuffy. Anyways, let's just grab all this stuff. So, the fires, although they're supposed to ward off the savages, you know, people wearing loincloths are usually afraid of fire, but that is not the case. They are not very afraid of fire. They are pretty defiant of the rules of fire, to such where they don't care. They'll just run right at you. That's their deal. That is their motif. But once we build it up, hopefully they'll respect me and say, did I really get nothing from that? Oh, there we go. It just took a little time. Alright, there we go. And we just need a bunch of rocks. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see rocks through the foliage. I usually try and take it down a notch just so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And the game currently has the set render for all of your stuff at very far, which is really unnecessary because you can't see a lot of it. And a lot of distant mountains and other renders will slow down the game performance for you. So I'd recommend setting it to near or nearest for the sake of frame rate, and also because it's really just not necessary, especially if you're in a forest. I mean, if the enemy's going to find you, they're going to come up right at you. They're not going to stalk you with binoculars. They don't have spotters. They're not that advanced, so you don't have to worry about ranging your enemy. They're not quite there yet. But that's why I like building on a beachhead. I just don't have to worry about the enemy sneaking up behind me through trees, because they can climb trees. And that is a scary thing, knowing that your enemy is quite capable of swooping on you like an eagle. So, I felt like it'd be a much better idea to build on a beachhead, where you can see all around you. You don't have to worry about them sneaking up. I mean, look, we can see them already, and they don't even know we're here. They know we're in the general vicinity, but I know they're right there because I'm on the beachhead, and human beings, or whatever they are, contrast very well with the bleach of sand. So, yeah, pro tip. Never thought I'd be one to give out pro tips. Alright, we've got our last rock over here. We're ready to roll. Now, they're at our base right now, so we're at a bit of a standstill, seeing as though we can't go back, or else we'll have to attack 4 of them, which is not a good idea, seeing as though these guys take a ton of hits to kill. So, I guess I'm just going to run around. Now, this is also a pretty cool place to build up here, this interesting little point, seeing as though it's just so out of the way. If they actually manage to get up here, well, they're really looking, and they really have an idea. They may be hacking, but they'll do their patrols of the beach. But once we put up our effigies, we really won't have to worry about it, seeing as though they'll be scared Shrekless, and we won't really have to worry about it. But yeah, that's something. So, I guess we'll just have to wait for them. But they're going to go take a swim, I guess? Oh. Sometimes they'll just stay wherever they are for a very long amount of time, and it really doesn't help for when you try and craft things, because they'll just stay there until... Oh, there they go. Looks like they got spooked. Wonderful. I love it. I can go home now. Take that, you savages. You get spooked by the littlest of things. Well, now good for me. But, we're in a bit of a problem here. We're going to chop up that man later for our effigies. But, we need to start crafting our stuff. Now, I really like the whole garden system, where you're able to grow plants like aloe vera and some berries that you can eat, although it's not the best way to get food, because it really tolls down on your health. But, we have a fire now. That's some good stuff. But we're not going to waste our leaves quite yet. Now, there's something, I'm going to probably lay out the foundations for our effigies. I believe it's on this last tab right after you go through boats. I've always wanted to build a houseboat. It looks so cool. But you can build these effigies, the bloody page, and you just need a bunch of body parts from them. And it serves a very crucial process, or a very crucial purpose in protecting your base. Because when you put these out, they are much less likely to come by your house. As a matter of fact, I've never had a problem once I put these down. Like, I put these down, I played for a solid week. Not like a week, but a week in the game. And I logged off to get lunch, and it was all over after that. So, they never killed me, and they never showed up after I threw down the effigy. So, definitely recommend that if you're looking for protecting your base and not worrying about savages. But you're going to need to grab a lot of body parts for it. And if that's not what you're into, well, you may have a problem. Let's see here. Am I duplicating heads? Hold on. How many heads? I'm just going to throw a bunch of heads on the ground. Oh, I picked them all up. Oh, look. Oh, my goodness. Stop right there. Hey, stop that. There's so many heads. Heads will roll. No doubt. All right. I'm not going to mess with those. Those are cheated in heads. That's something else. That's pretty funny. I like that. A bunch of random heads. Don't mind if I do. I need one more rock. Anyways, the effigies look pretty cool. There's just a... Looks like you're a savage yourself, so it kind of denotes the purpose of being above the savages. I want them to see me over there when I build this. They get to see all the heads be progressively slapped on, and they get to know that I have been murking all their people. Now, this guy seems to be bugged at the moment, where you are unable to harvest his sweet, sweet bod. So, that's something we'll have to do at a later date. But in the meantime, we have to build our effigy, because the more effigies you have, the less chance it is that you'll encounter the big guys. Because after a few days, the big guys will start spawning in, the big guys with all the mutant arms that you only usually find in the caves. So, it's usually a bad deal when those guys get out there. That means you're not moving very fast. And if you survive that long, kudos to you in a different respect, but you're going to find yourself in a bit of trouble in a very short amount of time. But building an effigy is always a very good thing once you have your base out, just so the enemies are less likely to attack you. So we just need a foot and a head, which I believe we had over here, legitimately. Let me just go check. Got my stick. Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned that. I opened my inventory earlier, I didn't mention it. You just have to press I for that, you know, like old style Minecraft. If you ever played that before it was E. Anyways, there's a head. That's what I like to see. I just picked up the vodka. I don't need that. Now, where's a leg? I knew there was a leg around here somewhere. Or maybe I could just take some Allegra D. It's an axe leg. Alright. We can come back for that other head. Come on now. Oh, I can pick them both up. Good stuff. Is it still in my hand? Yeah, I just jammed my axe through it. Now, thank goodness this axe does not have a durability. That would be absolutely filthy. But after this, our little base will be just about finished, and we can start looking at doing some farming. Because I always love a game where you can do farming. I just find that so cool. Here we go. There's our effigy. So now they're going to be a lot less likely to come on by and check us out because of this. And I always put down a second one for good measure, but we're not quite there yet. So, what else can we do? Here's somebody walking. Who is walking up on me? Who challenges me? Didn't think so. You can also put down some cool traps. I always found those really fun. I haven't really messed around with the custom building a lot, seeing as though it's really tough to get that far. And getting all those logs is very tedious. It's just not even fun getting all those logs, to be quite honest. But I have had fun with the small gardens. Now, I've never tried out the rabbit cage, so I guess I could try that out this run. But, let's see what we got here. What should we do? I guess we go back to the plane, grab ourselves some food, maybe some more goods of some sort. Let's go see. Kind of hungry. Can I just drink something? Maybe that'll... Okay, that didn't work. Let's just go grab some energy bars, because that doesn't... We don't have to hunt those. That makes things a lot easier. Now, we're yet... Oh, that's the closest we've been to one of the savages. Okay. You usually want to stay away from them because it's tough to kill them. I mean, it's not impossible. It's very easily done if you circle route them. You really just have to circle around them. It's that easy. Boop. But, when you kill them, all you get are body parts. So it's really not that worth it. Now, here's a bunny rabbit. they'll usually run really fast if you startle them, so... I didn't think so. Yeah, we can just take that. I think we can put on... Oh, this is the Komodo dragon. Come here, mister. Okay, he's running. Now, there's poisonous berries and there's good berries. Those are good berries right there. The orange ones are good, and the double black ones aren't. It says that in the crafting manual, I believe. It tells you about foraging. So I think these are... I'm not sure about... Yeah, these are the bad ones. These are the double black ones, and you don't want to eat those because those will hurt you. Hey, hello there. What? He was the invincible bunny. What a trooper. Anyways, let's just grab some of these. That's what I like to see. And we can start planting gardens back home. I don't know if you saw that in the crafting manual. I honed in on it for a short second. But we are able to do those. Now, I'm not sure if I should grab those yet. They just take up space. Now, I think I can use rabbit skin. Or it might just be only lizard skin that I can use for armor. So, we really don't have to worry about that at the moment. That's something we can just experiment with later on. But... need to take down a tree for some logs, seeing as though our first day is about to pass. Look at that! Made it our first day! That's some good stuff. Our effigy is standing tall, and there are no madmen in sight. Now, since we haven't really come across any baddies yet, any of the cavemen, we haven't heard the telltale sign that they're coming. It's this surprise little chime sound, and you'll know it when you first hear it. It'll sound like a natural sound, like you just got some logs. But, yeah, that means they're right upon you. And guess what? You're in trouble. Now, we're going to bring home these logs to start up a garden. But we're going to need to get some food. And we can go cook some food. Now, I've kind of had some issues with the cooking system lately. I think the same key to harvest the food to get it out before it's burnt is the same for depositing leaves. So, that's a problem. Let's build a small garden. Let's just put it right here. Hopefully that is in good line. Let's just try that. Alright, and then you can see right here we can plant with the crops we harvested. Okay, so now we can start up our fire for the first time. You just got to press E and you have your unlimited lighter. A good product placement right there. That's some good work. Now, and we just have to put our bunny rabbit in our hand. I really don't need these. I guess I could just drop those. Or if we just want to make another effigy. As you can see right there, there's the E to put more leaves on, which will inflame the fire and make it, you know, burn up a little bit more. You can tender it. And then you can see the little chicken bone. You can press C on it, and you can cook up your rabbit. Now, you don't want to go too far, because it will burn up eventually. Now, I haven't had luck, as I said. Look at all the seagulls. What are you doing? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get off my base. Come on now, you jokers. Who do you think you are? Alright, you get a lot of feathers off them. If you could eat gulls in this, that would be absolutely wonderful. Now, it says eat, and there you go. I guess the bind is combined. You know, it's both E and E for that. So, I guess it's time for the first sleep. Looks like those guys are over there. We can go check out the cruise ship in the morning. But overall, this is looking absolutely stellar. I love this game. Let's go with sleep for the first night. Oh, yeah. Look at that. It's morning time. Mr. Birdie. Yodelay, 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 hee-hoo. Get out of here. Alright. That's looking good. So, we're fed up for the day. Those guys aren't budging an inch. So, I guess it's time to build a second effigy. And then we... Ooh, this water's looking strange right now. What's going on with the water? What happened to the water? Oh, no. It usually looks so crisp and refined. But now it looks all dinkusy. Oh, no. But yeah, the cruise ship always has flares and good stuff on it. You can find, yeah, here's the flares. That we'll use to light up the cave when we get there. There's plenty of energy bars. So, it's always a good thing. You know, you got your yacht magazine next to a couple of skulls. It's some good stuff. And, you know what? Let's go craft something fun. Now, we've seen those guys down the shore for a little bit now. They're obviously not going to move for us. So, I think it's time we take the fire to them. Notice how I said fire. We're going to throw a Molotov cocktail at them and see how they handle it. Because they're savages. They don't know how to handle fire. They see it over here. They're probably very... What? Alright. Little lighting glitch. Alright, so we need cloth, and the crafting system is pretty good right now. I think you have this in it. You combine them, and you have your Molotov. So we have that. But, I don't know all the crafting recipes yet. They're really not, it doesn't tell you heavily what they all are. So, yeah, we can equip this. There we go. Look at that. Good stuff. Looking like a champ. Alright. Now, oh, they're multiplying. My effigy isn't working. How should we handle this? Oh yeah, look, we have a little plant. We have a little plant. We got some sunflowers. Alright. Probably shouldn't mess with them right now. I think we should seek out their house and do some more hunting before we take the fight to them, because they are pretty dangerous, to be honest with you. Oh no! Oh no! Oh goodness gracious! Run to the water! Well, Molotov cocktails, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so I take it we'll just do some more hunting right now, seeing as though we've got quite a large population of scary dudes, and the effigy does not seem to be working the same it did during my other life, so I apologize if I misled you. Let's put down another, just in case. Now, the large effigy takes a lot to craft, and they are getting really close. Let's just put down everything we can right now. Let's just get this other one. I'm going to move out for the day, and let's just put down what we have. Alright, let's just back off a little. We need some more sticks and some rocks for that. We can gather those really easily. Looks like they're running off for now, but you gotta be careful with those guys. One-on-one, it's easy. You can just circle route them, but when one of them messes up the circle route, and when we attack one, you'll see exactly what I mean. It is literally a circle route. You just run around in a circle and you start hitting them. And that's a really easy way to kill them. But when another one steps in, they can knock off your combo. So it's like Mortal Kombat, and they're about to mess up your streak. And that's not good stuff, because you want to have your streak, you want to get that multiplier. But nope. They are looking out for their team. This is not quite Battlefield. They're throwing out all their health kits for each other. Alright, good stuff. So we should be able to finish off that effigy, which will make us that much safer, hopefully. Unless, of course, they're not afraid, which the AI seems to be sometimes. Sometimes they'll be afraid of fire, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll be afraid of effigies, other times they won't. It's a risky system. Alright. So there's the basics, and we're just going to need a leg and a foot, which I believe we have a couple of over here, if they still remain. It's very possible that they don't. They could be all out. Let's just go take a good inspection. I think it's a head right there. Good work. Got another head. Doesn't look like we have any more legs, unfortunately. Can we pick up this head too? Oh. Oh, you just hear the chime? Oh, there he is. Yeah, you can hear the chime. Okay, so it looks like there's just one of them right now, so we can take them. Let's do it. I just want to make sure there's not another one trying to flank, because they've got their strategy down. Now, he doesn't... did he lose me? Maybe we can craft a Molotov really quick? Oh, nope. He's revving up for something. Okay. Sure. Go right ahead. Oh, here he comes. Alright, let's roll. Let's roll, Big Daddy. Let's roll, boy. Let's roll. Now, all you have to do is just run in a circle like this, and they can't do a thing if they're on solo, because you can see them gear up for their attack, but guess what? They'll have none of it. And then you can get them onto this point, but if you miss that strike... I heard another one. Somewhere. I heard the little chime. Now, you can see them breathing right here. They'll get up eventually, unless you do this. Unless you just make sure. You gotta confirm. No. Stay down. Now I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get stuck in the rocks, because I want all of his body parts. So come here. There we go. Took off his headdress, and there we go. That, my friends, is how you dismember one of these guys. I'll take all those. Any other body parts for me? Another head? I don't think so. Now you can see in the bottom there's an indicator that says I'm covered in blood. Normally that's okay with me, but in this game apparently it's some sort of negative social norm, so you gotta wash that crap off, otherwise you can't show your face at the grocery store. Now let's go finish off this effigy, just so they know what I'm all about. I think this is all we need. We just need like a couple of heads, I believe. Yep, look at that. Another effigy. I set it on fire? You can do that? Does that last forever? Oh, so it's like a double threat. Because they're afraid of fire, and they're afraid of being burned alive. Light it up. I had no idea. There's not even an... Did a seagull just land on it? He gives none. Look at that. Oh, it might burn down eventually, though. That's probably... Oh. Well, in the meantime, they're probably really afraid. Now, I want to look at this real quick. Now, it says we can add this to our inventory. I'm not sure if it's food or not. Let's take a look. It's something. I'm not sure what it is. I don't see it in here. Huh. Usually see flower seeds. But those are not the edible berries, it would appear. It doesn't seem as though you can really select what you do. But I guess I'll show you guys the hunting system after this.